What is up, Atumbo? It's the Captain here, Triple S Storm, and today I am going to be teaching you how to create a thumbnail using GIMP. So, if you're new to the series, I started a series where I'll basically be telling you how you can create some of the things that will be necessary for your channel to pretty much get off the ground. So we started with probably the most iconic and most important part of creating your channel, which is the thumbnail. But today, not the thumbnail, which is the icon, channel icon and logo, and also the watermark. And today we're going to be continuing with the thumbnails. So you've already created your icon so people know what your channel looks like, but now you need representation for your thumbnails. So when people see your videos can stand out. So the first thing you want to do is you want to click File, then you want to click New, and you want to set your resolution to 1920 by 1080. Okay, so that is the 1080p resolution for most devices. It goes up to 4K, but this is what you need for thumbnails because YouTube has a 2 megabyte limit. So if the thumbnail is over 2 megabytes, YouTube will have some issues trying to load it. In the event that you do not remember the resolution size, you can click this bar here that says templates, and if you click here, you should get some templates that tells you some of the resolutions. For some reason mine seems to be broken right now, so we're just going to be working with the resolution since I can't remember it. So you click OK. This is your background. So there are a few things that you need to be aware of on YouTube. So firstly, I am going to click here and I'm going to be using the rectangular select tool. I'm also going to be creating a new layer. So new layer, create new, and I'm going to call this blocks, and I'm going to give it the color red. So blocks, why did I create a layer blocks? Excuse me. So the layer blocks, so why did I create the layer blocks? Okay, so the layer blocks is to show you where anything that would be typically blocking your video or would be blocking the thumbnail would be. So the first thing I want to do is I want to change this color to a red to show you. So this bar, this lower section right here, oftentimes ends up becoming a where the watch line becomes. So whenever somebody watches a video, you will notice that there is a red line that appears below the video. This red line normally appears right here. So I'm going to block that section out to let you know that that section is going to be a section that on your thumbnail that most people won't be able to see. You still want to have content there, but people just won't be able to see that if they've already watched the video or some portion of the video. Another part of your thumbnail that you need to be aware of is this section right here. So this entire section right here usually is where the timer for how long the video is, and if it's a video that is live usually pops up right here. So you won't be able to if you put information here, then most people won't be able to see it. So you want to block that out as well. Okay, so now that we've blocked those out, those are basically the main points and the main areas that usually get blocked on YouTube for your thumbnails, so no one can see those. Now once you have an idea of that, you know you cannot put anything in, no form of information or anything important there, because then people won't be able to see it. Okay, so now that I've got those out of the way, I recommend you do this as well so you have a general idea. So let's say I want to add my icon now. So I can go to File, and then I can go to Open as Layer, and then I can click a watermark. Then when I click Open, it will open it as a layer. Now if you notice, it is big. So what you want to do is you want to go over to your resize tool or your scaling tool. Depending on which version of GIMP you're using, all of these tools might be clumped together in one. So you can just use your scroll wheel mouse over it and use your scroll wheel, and you can switch between them. I am aware of that being a thing on GIMP, so you can try that. So what you want to do is you want to use your scale tool, click it, scale it to whatever you want. So let's say I'm going to put it to the top left here, or the top right. These are the two sections that you can put it, or if you're going to put it to the lower left, you want to ensure that you put it here, that is above the watch line, so whenever people start watching your video, your logo is still there. So let's put it there for now. Then we click scale, and now it is scaled. Okay, so if you are doing text, it is very important for you to know how to frame your text. So here, these outside lines are lines that you should generally try to avoid putting your text a bit too close to the edge. You don't want to do that. So when you're framing it, you want to frame your text around here, or if you're doing it from the opposite side, you want to frame your text between these section. If you're going to put your text in the center, it would have to be something that is most likely centered along with the image. There should be nothing in the center of the image, or if you're going to put the text within the center. So if I click the text, the font tool here, and I click Atumbo, and then I resize that. So if I should put Atumbo in the center here, if I'm going to add a image, this image should be below the word Atumbo to make it visible, okay? Or if you're gonna stylize it, do not cover the entire thing completely. Let's say, for example, you wanted to put like the logo there. You do not want to stylize it too much that the logo does not the logo completely covers it. Also, if you want to switch between layer priority, the layers that are at the lower end will be the layers at the back. So all you have to do is just click and hold, left click and hold, and put them above whichever layer you want to switch the layer importance. And if you ever make a mistake and you want to undo those mistakes, just press Ctrl and Z, and it will undo your most recent action. Okay, so we've pretty much established that this is the frame that you need to work within. The borders on the outside, you want to generally stay away from those. Okay, so this will be your inside, and if you are working with colors, I recommend that you use colors that are not too bright. Try to create your own set of colors that will make your channel stand out, but also don't try to oversaturate your colors. I see a lot of people oversaturating their colors, and then it makes the thumbnail look bright and pretty, but it doesn't necessarily does anything for the thumbnails. But if you do want to saturate your thumbnails, I'll try to find a simple image, and then I will show you what to do. So if I was to take, like, say for example, this image, let's bring that in there. Then I was to click the scaling tool and scale that down. There we go. Click scale, and then we could just grab another file. Again, you can always either go to file, I'll go to layer, file, open as layer. You can always find these things. You can add them there. All right. So scale tool, scale this up. Now we have it at full scale. Let's bring it down. There we go. All right. So when people click on the video, what they will see is they will see Atumbo, Rocket League, side swipes. Now, if you notice, the color contrast in between these colors and the background colors. These colors are a bit too dark compared to the background colors. So these colors are going to be flooded. Remember, this is what people are going to see. So people won't be able to see the logo. What you could do to fix that is you can click the logo, click on this fuzzy select tool, click your logo, hold shift to click multiple different sections. Like for example, this has 2 sections. I can click shift to click multiple sections. I can go up to here. I can click select, then click grow, and then I can grow it by about five or so. Now what you can do now is you can go to layer, create a new layer, and then you can call that shadow or whatever you want to call it, but I'm just going to call it shadow for the sake of this. Then I'm going to change the color to white. Switch to the bucket tool, click there, left click and hold, put it beneath it. Now if I should scroll out, it will seem a bit more feasible because it is highlighted the same way the background for these are highlighted. Now if you want to make your logo have like a negative color, you can also go over to color and you can go to saturation, or you can go to exposure and you can turn the black levels up and turn the white levels down to make it black. This is a nice little look to it, or you can do the opposite and turn the white layers up and the black levels down, and you can do that as well. So I'm just going to do the opposite, make it black just like that. And then for the Atumbo, since this would be our text, you can also change the colors, make it white just like that. And then all I'd have to do is to just again use the fuzzy tool, click on it, hold shift to make multiple selections, control and scroll wheel to change, go to select, grow it by about 5 points, go back to shadows, click back to our bucket tool. I want to change that to black. There we go. Now we can also go back to select, click grow it by another 5 points. Then we can create a new layer, call this shadow 2, because we don't want to create it on the second layer, because what will happen if we were to go on shadow 1, switch back to white, and then click the bucket tool, that's what would end up happening. That's basically what would end up happening. So that's not what we want. So we go to shadow tool, we click there, and then we put it below, and now look at that. That's what we get. So now we have a very nice background that we can look at. So again, this would be what the general population will be seeing when they click on your videos. So most likely you want to ensure that they can see clearly the title, because they're going to be reading the title, and then something related to what it is. So it's Rocket League side swipes, Atumbo Rocket League side swipes. We have the A there, which is the logo, so people can recognize the channel instantaneously by the logo, and they can also recognize whatever title it is or whatever genre it is based on this right here, the logo, the text right here. So that's one way how you can do it. You can experiment with this formula and you will figure out your own way. One of the things about YouTube is the 3 steps in YouTube is to do, research, and then refine. So you have to do things, create thumbnails, research the way how these thumbnails affect your videos, click-through rate, and then you can refine your thumbnails to make better thumbnails to make better videos. So ultimately, this is what your thumbnail would look like when you finish creating it. But once you're on YouTube, the time will block here, or live will block here, and then this will be what the rest is. Okay, all right. So again, if you want to export this, you click File, go to Export As, and then we want to change this to thumbnail. So we can just click thumb N, change the extension from .png to .jpg or .jpeg. For a JPEG, click Export. And here's a really cool feature. If you click Show Preview Image Window, it shows you the image in the background, and it shows you the states that it looks like when you lower the quality or increase the quality. So you can have quality controls here, but also the file size. So remember again, 2 megabytes is the maximum for YouTube. So you can watch this file size to know if you've actually passed that 2 megabyte layer. All right, so you click export, and then there you go. That's your thumbnail right there. So that's how you create your first thumbnail. If you want to know how to create a background for your channel, I have a video for that on the channel as well. It should be in this very playlist. If not, click the playlist at the end or the I in the card to learn how to create your background. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time I drop a video or I do a live stream. I have more videos like this teaching you how to get your YouTube channel up and running, especially if you're a gaming channel. This will help you a lot. This is Triple S Storm. Stay one but Atumbo, and take care.